never forget the COVID 2020. This is required. This is mandatory. Mandatory this, mandatory that. You work for an airlines. Well, you got to get your mandatory vaccine. It's mandatory that you put on your damn muzzle before you enter in the damn grok store. F that noise. Mandatory. And even if it was a law, is the law constitutional? If it's not constitutional, then fact that noise. Fact mandatory, fact required when it comes to the bullshit tyranny. Never forget 2020. Here's the word spell that they're casting with their friggin' words. Mandatory. What does that mean? Man, right? They're just people. And then they're saying this is required or mandatory. You got to do this. You got to do that. Guys, gals, we have to take our world back. Seriously. And you ain't voting your way out of this. Use your voice while you still can. That aside, I do want to discuss or do a video on the kill switches they want to put in cars. More tyranny. And also, Australia's 31% invaders. Yeah. You heard that right. So what does that mean for the rest of, for the West that has been invaded under Beijing joke burden last 4 years heavily? United States, UK, Germany, Canada. Let's take a look at that. Hopefully tomorrow. But let's take a look at this now. Mandatory. Yeah, the so-called elite said, this is mandatory, that's F this shit, man. Take a look.
They tell us things are mandatory. But what does that really mean? Mandatory sounds absolute, like you have no choice. But words are spells, and this spell is designed to make you obey without question. Let's break it apart. Mandatory comes from Latin, manus, the hand, authority, control, dares to give, to hand over, torius, pertaining to. Put together, it means this.
Hand over your control.
You have given your hand over to by command. In other words, it only binds you if you consent, if you hand yourself over. And here's the truth that they don't want you to know. Mandatory is not law. It is not an act of parliament. It is not statute passed through due process. It is a policy.
Even if it was a law, again, does that go against our human rights? Does that go against the Constitution? Huh? A lot of laws are in the books that that go against our God-given rights. A lot of laws. So it's time we rethink all this shit. Well, that's a law, so I should obey it. Really? Seriously? It was a law centuries ago that, slaves weren't free. And they had slave patrols to enforce that. I'm just tossing that as an example, bitch. You calm down. You understand what I'm saying? It was slaves were property, blah 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 blah. There's all kinds of crazy laws. Is what I'm trying to. It's late. Cut me some slack. It's late, but there's all kinds of crazy laws on the books, but a lot of them go against our God-given rights. So should we obey those laws just because they're laws? So that's where this video it says, well, if it's mandatory, it's not a law. So the video's kind of saying if it was a law, then you need to fall in line and do what the law says. No, not if the law goes against our God-given rights. All right. So this fucking mandatory shit. Oh, this is a law. That's a law. Okay, does that law go against my God-given rights? Does it? Okay. Should we obey that? I mean, we got to start rethinking all this because tyranny is running deep, man. Under the guise of, oh, we have to serve and protect you. Yeah, they're serving us a bunch of shit. And what they're protecting is their asses, these elites. Let's play this. I don't want to go into
an order, a directive. It only applies to the legal fiction, the all-caps person that was created when you were registered at birth. It does not bind the living man, it does not bind the living woman unless you agree. Look back at the lockdown years. Look at masks, look at vaccines, look at curfews. They never said it is law. They always said it is mandatory. That was no mistake, that was word magic. Law requires parliament, mandates require consent. And they bet on your ignorance. They bet that you would not know the difference. But the moment you stand up and say, show me the law or show me the contract that binds me, Their spell is broken. They have nothing, because no man or woman can be forced into contract. Consent is the key, and without it, their power is nothing but smoke. So what do you say when someone tells you it's mandatory? You don't get angry, you don't argue. You stand in honor and you ask calmly, is this law or just policy? If it's policy, I do not consent, and it does not apply to me as a living man or woman.
And if it's law, I do not consent. Who are you to make a law over me? Huh? Did I have a say in that vote? Did I have a say in that law coming to fruition? Did you have a say in that? Did they ask you, hey, do you agree with us passing this law? Did they ask you? No. So who are they to pass these laws over us anyway, to begin with? But I digress.
That's it, you've stepped out of their trap. You've refused the spell. Mandatory is not law. It is a tool of control, a linguistic trick to keep you obedient. But once you see it, once you know it, they can't use it on you anymore. Knowledge is power, and when enough of us break these spells, their system collapses. So remember this. Mandatory only binds the legal fiction. You are not the fiction. You are alive, you are sovereign. You are free. Break the spell, stand tall, and never hand your power over again.